106.7 WJFK. Ron Bennington, Fez Watley with you.
Fezzy, Mike the teacher sent us this article from the New York Times, basically saying that there is a problem that Americans have, like a fear of boredom, that we do not like to be bored. And one of the reasons that it may be a huge amount of the drugs and alcohol that we do in this country, along with high-risk sex or, affairs and stuff, and as well as, like, all the jackass behavior and extreme behavior, kind of extreme sports behavior that we have, that people are finding it that unless they're out there on the edge, they are bored.
So that's how they deal with their boredom. They have to go, some people have to go that extreme to overcome it.
And not only that's how they deal with it, it's just the fact that we have almost like an aversion, like boredom equals bad in this country.
Wow.
That's kind of interesting when you think about it.
It is interesting because I never really thought of boredom as either a disorder or even a cause or a symptom of a disorder.
Maybe it's the way that we deal with boredom, that we have such a huge hate for boredom. I know I don't like to be bored, Theo.
I'm trying to think how often I even am bored.
Remember if you would ever say to your mom that you were bored, she'd act like, why don't you clean your room or something?
Yeah.
Like, that they would actually be angry with you when you were a kid.
Yeah, they would be furious with if you said, I don't have anything to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's like, well, you could go out and mow the lawn. Well, that's no fun. That wasn't going to cure your boredom.
When you see a lot of these people making tapes and stuff now of like the jackass type things that they have to do, everybody does really have to be out there on the edge. Now, it seems like if you're not rollerblading downhill, man, like just look at a commercial, like a TV commercial.
Right, yeah.
Everybody that's using the products that they're selling is just so energetic and out there.
Every car commercial that's on television has the disclaimer at the bottom, closed track, professional driver, do not attempt. Because every normal car that you're supposed to go out and buy, they're doing loop-de-loops with down the highway or spinning out in the rain.
And, the other thing I always laugh, like those extreme, like the rock climbing.
Right.
And, we're selling Coke, and I'm like, man, if you're drinking Coke and watching TV, you're probably not the guy who's rock climbing anyway.
Right. The ultra beers are the same way.
Yeah.
All right, if you're down in a six-pack, I don't care if your beer does say ultra on it, you're probably not mountain biking next to Lance Armstrong.
And again, do you need to mountain bike? I mean, I think biking after 12 years old, it's pretty dull.
I'm trying to think of what I do to get over boredom. I don't find myself bored that much. I mean, like tomorrow. Tomorrow is a Saturday, and I will most likely sit around and literally do nothing but eat and watch TV.
Now, is that because maybe whatever these, like, brain levels are, yours are too low? I have, like, a niece that if she comes to visit, I have to be out of the house almost the whole time she's here, going places with her, because she feels like being at the house, she's missing things. And she does it at her own home. She's got to be on the run all the time.
Yeah, I know people like that. I mean, they don't go extreme. They don't go rock climbing. But they constantly have to be out there. It's torture for them to sit at home for 2 seconds.
Why is that?
I don't know where that comes from. I don't have that at all. I enjoy getting to take a load off for 24 hours straight.
And it is a load that you're taking off.
All right. But I don't know where people... to me, I can entertain myself, I guess.
But what about drinking? Do you have to drink when you're like at a party, or can you get by on that? Because drinking must come. Have you ever been like to a wedding reception where the people don't drink? You can't effing stay.
Yeah.
You will be having the worst time, and you're like, I got to get out of here.
That is a great point, because the other night when we had Rory's going away party, I got in, I was Drinky Drinkerton from Drinkville.
Yeah.
And Harry Elvis was actually sitting at the bar, and I got into a conversation with him. I go, how can you stand to be out in a place like this and not have a drink? Aren't you bored out of your skull? Because he was just sitting there at the bar. He looked like he was bored to tears, like he wasn't doing anything.
So that goes to show you that people cannot deal with social situations without drinking. Because Try going to a bar. Let's suppose not even like you were the only sober one. Try going to any place. You might as well be going to an ice cream shop. Can you imagine how dull it would be?
To sit there while everyone else is having ice cream.
But see, they're not really doing anything exciting. They're covering up their boredom through drinking. It doesn't really make the night more exciting. All it's doing is messing around with your brain chemistry because you're not interesting enough to entertain yourself and others.
Now my feelings are getting hurt.
No, I don't mean you. I mean society, i.e. society. But you know what I'm saying?
I know exactly what you're saying. But if I went to a bar and didn't have anything to drink, I would be ready to go home right away.
Now, I think the same thing of people like go to a football game and they got to be drunk. You don't think a football game is exciting enough for you that you can't enjoy the game without drinking?
That I don't understand. And I rarely drink at a football game. I may have one beer. I'm into the game. I'm watching it.
And, you know, some people act like, well, we're going to the fair. We better get a six-pack. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's required for every event. Now, with the bar, does it make a person feel that they're accomplishing something? Like if someone will actually say, I'm going to go out and I'm going to get S-faced tonight. Does that make them feel like that? It gives them a job to do?
Well, no, not just a job, but just think that's their little adventure because they don't know what they're going to do once they're out there.
Right.
They don't know how they're going to possibly get their fat asses home. They're on an adventure, basically. For the price of 2 six-packs, anything can happen.
That's true. If you go out, if you're bored and you go out to drink to get drunk, then yeah, you are looking for something to happen. You're hoping something happens.
Do you think that you would be better off with one of these kind of extreme hobbies, or just a good hobby, like canoeing something, or... You know, it does seem like I don't know if I want to do them, but I'd love to tell people, yes, I also kayak, and I went down the Amazon.
It seems it would be nice to say. To me, I feel our job is a lot of work.
Yeah, but everybody's is. You know, but
so I don't want a hobby that's also going to be a lot of work.
But see, the people that do these things and enjoy it, they don't see that as a lot of work. A guy who's going to the North Pole, he's like, this is great. He's not thinking, man, I can't believe I got to go to the North Pole and drive a sled dog. He's stoked to do it. He's excited to do it.
Then I probably haven't found anything to do in my off time that doesn't seem like a lot of work. And what does that say about my boredom level, though?
Your boredom level, I wonder if maybe you did cut back on the drinking, you want to do more. Maybe that is your hobby. Maybe that's your excitement. I mean, don't you think people mostly smoke over boredom or trying to deal with anxiety and stuff?
Yeah, I would agree with that. Because it's those answers. If you look at some of those moments when someone feels they need a cigarette, like maybe after a meal, you know, you finish the meal, now what are you going to do? You're going to sit around. Yeah. You know, you get up in the morning, you want a cigarette. Your boredom's already started.
And Mike, the teacher, said we could talk to him about this. Give him a call. Here's the number right here, Mikey.
We dial up Mike the teacher. Yeah. This is interesting. I never realized boredom played a key thing in so many different areas.
Where do you think you're most bored?
I would be most bored like on a car trip.
Really?
Yeah.
If you're driving?
Yeah, especially if I'm driving.
You know what?
I always worry about falling asleep at the wheel.
When I'm on vacation, I would rather be like, hey, all right, let's hit 4 cities in 3 days, then let's just go to one city and stay there. I got to keep moving to kind of have some fun on that kind of a trip. I'm more apt to do that than like a business trip might bore me. But if I'm on a vacation and I'm driving up the Pacific Coast, I always have fun.
Even if I'm on a vacation and I'm driving along, I'm so looking forward to getting to where I want to be, get to the destination. I can't stand being in the car. It drives me nuts waiting to get there.
You know what? Maybe you can't deal with that alone time. Maybe you're afraid of yourself. Dan, you're on Ron and Fez.
I am not. Hey, Dan.
Look.
Yeah, buddy.
How y'all doing?
Yeah.
What can we do for you, buddy?
Hey, I think this boredom thing has to do with how much energy you have. I mean, if you have a job where you go out and you do manual labor, and you come home, and all you want to do is sit in front of the TV because you're so tired. All right, I mean, to somebody who did nothing all day, like sit behind a desk and punch on the computer, that's got to be boring.
Yeah, but a lot of guys who do manual labor stay pretty up in extreme sports and boating or skiing or whatever.
Those seem to be the type of people that really want to, like, get out of town on the weekend or go do something really cool.
You don't think that's not more a lot of like the white collar, I work in a cubicle and I got nothing happening guys?
They seem to be more like the drinkers to me. And that's just my stereotype. I'm Fez Watley.
Here's Mike the teacher, 866-277-4969, discussing this boredom thing, if it makes us get into some more of extreme behavior. How you doing, Mikey?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, buddy.
Mikey, this is very interesting.
Yeah, I started to read the article, and it started about a guy trying not to be bored on a transatlantic flight, and next thing he knows, he's so bored he's writing about this. For some people, he says, like you said, on Saturday night, a book and a cup of coffee, that's a huge party. But some people, he was talking about, they have to engage in this really high-risk behavior. There's one patient, he talks about that she feels depressed, empty, and bored, and her greatest satisfaction was bungee jumping. That's all it was, just for that. Well, how many seconds is that?
Now, I never feel the need to bungee jump or...
No, I don't feel the need to bungee jump or, parachute or rock climb or even a roller coaster.
No, you got actual roller coaster junkies now who will plan vacations around how many roller coasters they can hit over the course of a week. Because it gets the adrenaline going, I guess, right?
See, to me, that does nothing for me but scare the hell out of me.
You think, Mike, if people couldn't drink, they would actually do more, though?
That, you're asking the right person. Because I went from a lot to 0 15 months ago. And you talked about social situations. Like I've seen you guys at the Hard Rock and stuff like that. And I wasn't drinking.
Yeah.
And you do have to learn to sort of have a good time. And the time doesn't last that much. Where every time I've gone to the Hard Rock to see you guys, I'll admit it. At about 11 or midnight, I'm like, okay, I've had enough.
Oh, yeah, nobody will hang around a bar if they're not drinking till 3 in the morning.
Yeah, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
And I used to be that guy who was up there buying the shots, holding court, and it was great. And just to go to a let me tell you.
Where's that guy? I miss that guy.
That was our guy. That was our go-to guy.
That's the guy I liked.
Yeah, that was good, but when my doctor told me my liver levels, that wasn't good. So but I started drinking when my dad died, not out of depression. I think it had to do, and that's why I forwarded you this article, out of boredom. I had some free time. I stopped teaching. Next thing you know, it's not a choice. It's sort of a lack of option. Some people are happy with couch potato. I was happy with a few drinks and watching DVDs.
I don't want to take this too far off the topic, but I have noticed that with a lot of people. Like with my grandparents, they died one died 2 years before the other. And it was really long, lingering deaths, where we had you constantly taking care of each of them and trips to the hospital every day for a long time. And then, once they were gone, there was that really weird feeling of, what do you do with your time?
Yeah. This is, you ever see those people in a Starbucks or at a party? I think this talks about the people who are just never satisfied. There's always...
Well, I know them,
Yeah,
and
I call them, I didn't make it up, but they're called battery farmers, meaning they suck the energy out of other people. And they're at this bar, and you can just see them looking around. There's some place better to be in their mind. There's somewhere else to go. And they're just never, ever happy. These people,
and it always kills me that they don't take the initiative to think, okay, I'll be the guy to light this party up. Instead, they're waiting for somebody else to make this a memorable day.
Right.
And yet what are you, you're the audience here? You have to wait till somebody comes along and plays the piano? You can't start and tell stories? They annoy the hell out of me.
Well, for you guys, it's easy. Speaking in front of a group of people is a huge phobia. So that's going to be tough for some.
I have that.
Really? Yeah, I can see
he's a
that.
wise ass.
It's easier on the microphone. But some people have to engage in such high-risk activity. There's people out there. This lady who bungee jumped, she also was into drugs and high-risk sex. I don't know if Ronnie read about that. That was real funny. They said they never found a drug. They found a drug that induces everything. Cocaine will induce this or that, pot will induce that. They never found a drug that can induce boredom, except, they say, when you're coming off of cocaine, and they say that dopamine, that all those receptors that were filled with those pleasure molecules
That's just
are
a crash.
dumping out. They call it, he calls it an intense crushing boredom. I don't know if it's boring.
But it's tough to get out of bed. It's tough to...
Oh, yeah.
I can't turn on the TV.
Yeah, I thought I was depressed when my dad died. I went to shrink, and he told me stories of people who literally cannot get out of bed, who sleep 18 to 20 hours a day, sort of like a Miss Havisham out of Great Expectations, that lady, behind the dark. They just live that way.
I don't read.
All right, thanks, Mikey.
All right, guys.
All right, see you later. Here's Joe. Joe, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Joe, what's going on?
Man, good night.
Hey, buddy.
How y'all doing?
Cool.
Good.
Well, I used to go out and do the drinking thing and the partying thing. I got tired of it. It's kind of misdirected energy. And about 10 years ago, I got into volunteer firefighting, and I think it's a positive thing for the community and for myself. It's a good adrenaline rush.
Now,
Sometimes it's better than sex.
All right, but the thing with, doesn't being a fireman lead you to even more drinking?
No.
All the best parties I've ever been to in my life were at a volunteer firehouse.
Smell, maybe in the off duty, but they smell alcohol in your breath, and you're peeing in a cup.
Ew.
No.
That's a weird punishment.
Yeah.
It's a heck of an adrenaline rush, and it's a positive for the community.
Let me say this, Fezzy, maybe volunteer fireman for you.
See, I don't have the energy to go out and do anything that ambitious.
Oh, come on. I work I work a 10-hour day, and then I jump in a fire truck.
Do me this
You're a better person than me.
No, Fezzy, do me this.
I'm an average person, just like everybody else.
All right.
We are in an affluent society. We have so much available, and we need more and more and more for stimuli.
Oh, you're practically Superman.
All right, thank you very much. He's come up with a good point, Fezzy. If you think, if I only had a pool, I'd be happy, and then you get a pool, and within, you won't make it a month before you cannot go in that pool anymore. You're so bored. As soon as I get my big screen TV, as soon as I get my Xbox, whatever you think, I'm going to get a pool table, and I'm going to... And that's why people keep buying exercise equipment, because they think it's all outside. I think if we could find the right thing for you to do, Fez.
Well, we'd have to find it, because I can't imagine anything.
All right, 866-277-4969. 866-277-4969. What isn't an activity that could keep Fez up and pumped and exciting? You know what? If we find the right one, I'll give out a pair of tickets if Fezzy likes it.
Nice. Okay, we got tickets to Wolf Trap's 2003 Jazz and Blues Fest. That's Sunday, June 22nd. It all starts at 1 p.m. 2 stages. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy is actually on the bill. They're headlining. For tickets, call tickets.com at 703-218-6500, or you can order online at wolftrap.org.
If we like your idea, if we think it fits Fez, we'll give you a pair of tickets. Fezzy, right away, maybe swing dancing. Maybe you're one of those guys that would love swing dancing.
Yeah, I don't have the back for that. I don't think so.
Ballroom dancing, then.
No.
Ballroom dancing, big BD, they call it.
I know, but I don't have any rhythm. You've seen me try to move. I barely walk.
That's because you haven't taken a lesson.
I don't know. That doesn't seem like fun. That seems like it would be a lot of work. I want something that doesn't seem like work.
How about skydiving?
You know I'm not going to skydive. I don't like to get in a normal plane. Never mind jump out of one.
It doesn't go that high. You don't have to go 10, 20,000 feet. You can just go 3,000 feet.
3,000 feet is still 3,000 feet in the air. I'm not skydiving. That is out of the question.
Skydive at home?
No.
Here's Mark. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, guys. What's going on?
Hey, buddy, if we like your idea for Fez, we'll give you a pair of tickets.
All right, Fez, what you need is, it's going to sound real simple, you need a dog.
A show dog?
Just a dog.
No, I couldn't handle a dog.
What about you're throwing your stick, you get a water dog, Fezzy.
A water dog?
You're throwing the stick in the water, it dives in the water and comes back.
And you have to take care of it. You have to take it out for a walk, or it's going to poop in the house. I mean, you're forced to get out there and
you're doing something.
And my parents have had no less than 3 dogs at any one time, and I've seen what their house looks and smells like. Oh, I couldn't abide having a pet.
All right, I'm sorry, Mark. We're going to give out a pair of tickets if we come up with the right kind of hobby for Fez. 866-277-4969. Here's Chris. Chris, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, Chris.
Yeah, how about bowling?
You go bowling, Fez. You get out there.
Bowling is fun, but I would never keep up with it. I wouldn't go every week.
Listen to this.
That sounds fun.
Here's the thing, too, Fez. You're on a team. You're with others. You know, you're making some friends. It replaces that Rory void that you have.
You know, I was actually a while back on a bowling team, and I couldn't stand it. It was a pain in the butt. We bowled on Sundays. I couldn't stand going out.
What was the name of your team?
What were we?
Were you the Boleros? Were you one of those guys?
We were something with the pins. There was pin in the name, the pinheads, I think, or something like that.
All right, here is Jason. Jason, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Jason.
How you doing?
Hey, buddy.
Hey, never listened to you before. I just tuned in channels. I heard it. You ever think of skeet shooting?
Fezzy, what if you start shooting skeet?
No, I love all living creatures.
No. Skeet is those play pigeons.
Any animals.
Now, you go shooting a lot, Jason?
Actually, I've gone a couple times, and I actually went out and I bought a shotgun just to go do it. And you really don't need to do that. You can rent them. And it's like $3 a round, and it's the best thing because you're blowing up stuff and you're shooting a gun, and it costs next to nothing, and it takes about an hour of your time, and you can go in the evenings.
All right, ready, Fez? Pull.
Oh, that's too loud.
Oh, no.
I'd shoot my eye out. No, I wouldn't want to do anything with guns.
All right, are you just going to be negative about everything like Mr. Boredom?
No.
What's the word, dumb?
I am trying to be as honest as possible.
I want to find something fun for you to do.
I mean, you know me, Ronnie. I moved to the beach that time, remember? And that was going to be party central.
Yeah.
Pezzy living at the beach. I never walked out on the sand.
You were one of the few people who lived on the beautiful Gulf of Mexico. You're what, 15, 16 stories up in the air?
Yeah.
Beautiful view, could see for miles, and he would keep all his blinds shut.
Yeah.
He used to bitch about the sun coming into his home.
I actually put towels around the windows because that water roar, the waves coming in. Couldn't get rid of that sound.
Most people's idea of, like, the perfect bachelor pad. Here is Kathy. Kathy, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, how are you?
Good.
Great, I have a great idea for you.
What do you got?
Attending auctions. Got people watching, you can be competitive.
Why don't you go to tobacco auctions?
What?
Tobacco auctions.
What am I going to buy there? I don't smoke.
I know, but I think you'd trade it later.
Auction,
Yeah.
any kind of auctions. Antique auctions, another person's junk is your treasure. Great for cholesterol, you can get rid of your cholesterol pills.
I do eBay.
You do eBay? See, I knew that about you.
Yeah. Every now and again.
You might get excited with an auction. That might do it for you. And every once in a while you're putting your hand up in the air.
Oh, and then you could, fake all the other people out and check them out and see what they would buy, what they wouldn't buy.
I think that this is a possibility for you, Fez. Let's give Kathy a pair of tickets.
All right, Kathy.
All right, thank you.
You've actually hit on something interesting, at least. We'll send you to Wolf Trap's 2003 Jazz and Blues Festival on Sunday, June 22nd, starring Big Bad Voodoo Daddy.
Oh, that sounds excellent. Thank you. I'll look for you at the next auction.
All right, well, why don't you invite him sometime? He'll go out with you, okay?
Okay.
Take him around. The guy's got nothing but cash. He literally has his communion money.
If I had it, Ronnie, I'd give it to you. I need my money. I'm saving for a rainy day.
Here is Kathleen. You're on Ron and Fez.
Hey, guys.
Hey, honey.
Hey, I've got the perfect idea for you. Why don't you do theater sports to fit with your profession?
Theater sports? What's that?
Theater sports is like, whose line is it anyway?
It's improv.
Because you're a radio personality.
Yeah, but those things are so bad and so unfunny.
You've even talked Ronnie out of it.
Now, here's the thing. Any improv reminds me of Chicago. It just seems like, yes, if I was cold, I'd be pretending I was driving a car when I'm really sitting in a chair.
Comedy is so bad out there. God, the shows that Harry Elvis makes people sit through. It's
awful.
it's just horrible.
All right, that isn't.
I can't do that.
All right, 866-277-4969. It'll just actually even be me. Like Fez wouldn't have gave it to the lady with the auctions, but I thought she was onto something, and I'm trying to get Fez outside of his little box. Get you out of your box, Fez.
That one was at least interesting because it's something I could do. I know it's not going to be a lot of lessons or equipment or traveling miles to do it.
All right, let me just point this out, Fezzy. Why you're now thinking of it?
Yeah.
You're sounding whiny and bitchy and bored already. You got to get out of that part.
But I don't feel bored.
But you're... It's that static thing that drives me nuts. Bob, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hi, Bob.
That's, you know what?
Hi, Fez,
when you
how
get
you
like
doing?
this, Mikey D wants you to
jig it in.
That's his thing.
Oh, is that why he played it?
A long time.
Yeah,
I can't hear you very well. But
Maybe I could work with the deaf.
Huh?
Go ahead.
I thought you might be interested in you were looking for something that you could do.
Yes, what is it, Bob? You're
in this lifetime.
Bob, sorry, you're driving me crazy. God.
Maybe I could be a Bob interpreter.
Between Fezzi's bitching and whining and Bob going, yeah, you said something about something. I wanted to do something, so something, and I'm going to do something for you.
That's good. How do you do it so quick?
I want you to do something, but your something was going to be something. You've talked on the phone before, Bob. You can do this. Here's Mark. Mark, you're on Ron and Fez.
Hello, Mark.
Hey, Ron and Fez.
Hey, buddy, what do you got?
All right, here's something that Fez can do. I've done it, and he can still stay in his house, and they spend a lot of time on it. He needs to get a 55-gallon aquarium and get some fish in there, and he can have a great time with it.
What's the fun thing there? I've never understood the fun thing about having fish.
My dad had fish for a while, and there was always something floating on the top, and it was usually supposed to be alive.
Maybe you'd rather go fishing.
If you get an Oscar, you'll have a lot of fun.
What's an Oscar?
An Oscar eats goldfish for dinner.
All right, so you're watching fish eat other fish. I don't even know if I'd like to do that.
Sam, I didn't do that.
Sorry, Mark.
One time my father set up his aquarium without any water. He just actually put all the rocks and the castle and everything in it, and no water, no fish. And that sat in our family room.
So your dad was a dull board guy as well. Maybe this is a genetic thing that goes on. 866-277-4969. We've given away one pair of tickets. If you have a hobby or something Fez could get into, he wants to do it. Chucky, baby, you're on the Ron and Fez show.
Hey, Chucky, baby.
Hey, you got to learn how to fly an airplane.
Fly an airplane. I don't even like to get on board.
Yeah, he's not good with airplanes. Maybe, Fezzy.
You got to keep these things out of the sky, people.
Maybe music is your aeroplane. Maybe what you need to do is play an instrument.
But I'm tone deaf.
You know what you can play?
I could have used a little more
You
cowbell.
can play cowbell. Baby Sarah played cowbell in a band. Of course, she looked good. Here's Nigel. Nigel, take your thumb off of Billy. Thank you. Nigel, you're on the Ron Fez show.
Hey, Nigel.
What's up?
What can we do for you?
I got a suggestion. I think you should go to a rave.
I'm not
Go
going
to
to
a
go to
rave.
a rave. Forget.
Go to a rave and take some ecstasy.
I'm not going to be rolling on that X, man.
Why not? Have you ever done it?
No, I would look stupid with a pacifier in my mouth.
Were you one of those people worried about brain defects and strokes?
Yes.
Come on, Fez.
I worry about that normally. Never mind the drug use.
What about you just go to raves and knock out on people?
That I could do. That might be fun.
All right, we're going to come back. We're going to give out more tickets, I promise you.
Okay, more
866-277-4969.
more tickets to Wolf Trap's 2003 Jazz and Blues Fest, the 22nd of June. Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, Roy Hargrove, RH Factor, plenty of great artists all on two stage, all coming up June 22nd.
All you got to do is help me find a hobby for my big dull friend. It's WJFK, the Ron and Fez Show.